edge, so we're just helping out on the cull towards the end of the Chinese water deer season, although there are a few muntjac in this area. So I think in view of the time, we'll have a quick couple of shots, make sure everything's okay here, and then I'm literally going to park the car and we're just going to kind of stalk up the side of the wood across into a cover crop on the left there. I'm going to come into the wind. That's quite a high vantage point on the corner of the Scots pines there. Gives me a good chance to have a look out, and then I really want to head off to the cover crop that's on the back of the firewood, and we can come into the wind along the edge of the boundary. It's a bit early yet, there is a chance of muntjac out here on this edge, so I'm mindful we'll have a look for them because the light's going pretty quickly, and then if not, we'll sort of crack on and see if we can pick a Chinese water deer across here. We do try to pick up and answer questions, particularly from novices, about why we do particular things. And you've got what is at face value quite an open area here, and the wind was wrong for us down on the range. By that I mean it's actually blowing to where we're going. So deer species rely on smell, so we're alerting them to it. So what I'm actually doing now, a term I use a lot, is coming round the wind. So I'm actually coming around the wind to work into the wind in my face. Therefore, a quarry species hopefully can't smell me. Use the contours of the land. Now we've got a natural depression here, which means I can walk across the middle of the field, but anything over the brow or over the brow that way can't see me. Chinese water deer laid just in the next set field that's been sort of rolled and drilled there, and there's another one laid out just down on the drilled cornfield down here. There's quite a sheltered area over the lip of that next valley where the little copse is, and I think my thought process, I'm going to go down this gully. We'll just see if we can get close enough into that one that's couched there. I got to the point where I wanted to be, but I didn't see that deer go, but there's actually an undulation in the field, and now we've come down a level. I think it's actually tucked in the dip, and the problem now is, of course, is getting a backstop because there's a busy road there, so I think I'll probably cut my losses here. And I'm going to go across, there's a stand of blackberries just on this ridge. I want to sort of walk straight across the field and get to the back of those, because then that allows me to look down into the valley below. It's usually a good place for Chinese. Okay, so that's what I call a proper stalk. Using the cover, using the dips in the field. You think you're completely in the open, but just getting to a point where the ground drops away. We've actually got 3 Chinese water deer in front of us, so we're sort of weighing up the options of which to take. I'm just going to check behind me in a minute, because I don't think the 2 that were in the crop, they might still be there, but That's just dropped straight on the spot, apart from a few bits of kicking. Okay, so it's a Chinese water deer. A headshot is not a shot that I would ordinarily take, but when you've used the rifle, you've the confidence in your rifle and everything's rock steady. I always say to people when they're stalking with us, only you know what you're seeing down the scope, and I'm as rock steady on that. It's a bench rest position. There's no movement in the rifle whatsoever, and just wait for the deer to give me the maximum shot. So basically, head turn to the left. So I've got a big area down the neck. Sort of slightly low, in sort of high neck if you like, which gives you quite a little bit of wiggle room. Again, I wouldn't take the shot if there's a lot of mobility in the head, but it's couched. You wait till it was stable, and I was rock steady, and it's just as sweet as a nut. Okay, so that's really particularly pleasing to finish the trip. We've got a couple of does here, younger one and older doe. Really nice stalk. I enjoyed that, actually, using a bit of crawling and old-fashioned sort of sneaky beaky stuff. One of the main reasons to come down here was to try out the the Proof Research elevation rifle from Highland Outdoors, which I'm using now, and I think you probably see from that I'm fairly impressed. It's probably quite an understatement. I'm hugely impressed with it. Kitted out with tier 1 mounts, tier 1 bipod, which is really good actually. First time I've used that. First time I've used the rifle. We shot fallow Chinese water deer on this trip. GPO optics are brilliant, like them. GPO binoculars as well for the first time in the field is absolutely fantastic. So all in all, I'm a pretty happy bunny. I'm going to quickly get these growlocks out. Car's about, I don't know, a quarter of a mile over there, so we've just about got enough light now. We're not rushing. There's a bit of a fence line on here, so I'll do a suspended growlock on these two, and then we'll get them back in the larder. And I think these two are coming back home to Scotland because they're really good eating, the Chinese water deer, so they'll go with the fallow. So that's a little bit of venison in the larder. Yeah, good trip. Thank you, Mr. Childerley, as always.